Happy Friday. It's October 24th, and I've got 3 immigration stories worth your time. So grab a coffee and let's talk through what's actually changing people's plans this week. First, there's a deportation case on a tight timeline. The U.S. plans to deport Kilmar Abrego Garcia to Liberia by October 31st. That's unusual because he's a Salvadoran national, but the government can try a third country removal if a country is willing to receive someone. What's making this case stand out is the path that led here. Earlier this year, in March, he was deported to El Salvador by mistake, even though a 2019 court order was supposed to protect him from removal. After that, the government tried to send him to Uganda, Eswatini, and Ghana, and each one said no. Now the plan is Liberia. He's currently in Pennsylvania fighting the deportation, and he's also facing human smuggling charges in Tennessee. The legal piece people are watching is due process, which is basically the set of fairness steps the government is supposed to follow before it takes a big action against someone. When there's a past error on record, like a mistaken deportation, every decision that follows gets extra scrutiny. So the questions here are, is the government following the right procedures this time? And can they lawfully carry out a third country removal by the end of the month? If you're wondering how this could affect others, it's a reminder that the government will keep pushing a removal even when the first attempts fail, sometimes by asking different countries if they'll accept the person. For anyone who's in removal proceedings, it shows how important it is to track court orders, keep copies of everything, and respond quickly to any new notice, because the process can move in unexpected directions. Alright, let's talk travel, because a lot of you are flying for visas, family visits, or new job starts. WestJet says that starting in October, they're refitting their cabins on 43 planes so standard economy seats don't recline. If you want a reclining seat, you'll need to pay for either the premium cabin, which is essentially first-class level service, or something called extended comfort at the front of the economy section, which gives you a little extra recline and legroom. The first jet with the new layout should be flying this month, and the full rollout is planned to wrap up by early 2026. What does that mean for you? If you usually book the cheapest fare and count on reclining to grab a quick nap, that option may be gone on those updated planes. If you care about comfort on longer routes, you'll probably start weighing whether the upgrade is worth it, especially if you're doing repeated consulate trips or cross-country relocations. On the other hand, fixed seats can sometimes mean fewer mid-flight seat fights and fewer broken recline mechanisms. Either way, build this into your budget if WestJet is on your route map. Now to the job market, which is where immigration policy hits paychecks. Tata Technologies says it's changing how it hires in the U.S., leaning more on American workers and using fewer H-1B hires. The CEO, Warren Harris, pointed to tougher immigration rules and higher costs, saying the price for bringing in a foreign worker has climbed, reportedly around $100,000 when you factor in the full set of expenses. To be clear, that's not just a government filing fee. Companies are looking at legal costs, compliance, potential wage requirements, and the time it takes to keep everything in line. Here's why this matters. The H-1B is the work visa companies use for specialized roles, like software, engineering, and analytics. If large firms scale back because the cost and complexity feel too high, you'll see more postings targeted to US-based workers, including recent grads and mid-career professionals. For international candidates, the bar may shift toward roles that are truly hard to fill locally, or companies that still have the budget and infrastructure to sponsor. For employers, it becomes a trade-off. Pay more and wait longer for sponsorship, or hire locally and move faster on projects. If you're job hunting on either side, a couple of practical thoughts. For U.S. workers, it might be a good moment to highlight skills that line up with roles companies traditionally filled through sponsorship. Embedded systems, CAD, test automation, cloud integration, that kind of thing. For international candidates, keep your documents updated, be ready to show very specific niche skills, and track companies that maintain steady sponsorship programs, even when costs rise. So that's the picture this Friday. A deportation case testing due process and third country removal, an airline shaking up what economy comfort looks like, and a tech services player shifting hiring, because immigration has gotten pricier and more complicated. If you want links and deeper context, we've got you covered at visaverge.com. Thanks for listening, take care this weekend, and I'll catch you next time.